This is everything wrong with Daddy's van.
Another problem is we have all these lights on the dash, so should make some interesting videos there as well. The other thing, let me just get around this corner and you will see it's quite bad, is the tracking. So put on a straight road, turn the wheel, and it just, I mean, absolutely dives to the left hand side quite violently, and yeah, it's quite dangerous, so we need to get that looked at too. And the air conditioning isn't working. It works, but nowhere near strong enough, so we're gonna have to look at that as well. Right, as you can see, this tire is absolutely destroyed, so we're gonna need a tire, or tires, but definitely one. Never should put one tire on, always put 2 or 4. A very common problem, the seat kind of collapses and pushes down on one side. They all do it. It's not too bad on this one, but it's still kind of an issue. Also, another common problem, look, this is broke as well. It's supposed to rest wherever you put it, but it's just broke. Great. Also, as you can see, this will not select properly. I can't put it just to the face, and I can't put it just to the windscreen. It works, it's just, yeah, a little bit dodgy. Right, as you can see, this is the first time I've actually looked under the vehicle, and it's really in good condition. The paint is flaking off the tow bar, which is just paint, but it's actually not rusty. The tow bar is a bit rusty, but the actual vehicle is in good nick, which I was obviously pleased to see. You can see there that unfortunately the shock is leaking. The brakes are bad, there's a huge lip on them, you can see even on the back, so we're going to replace the pads and the discs. Also, you can't really see from this angle, but the drop link was kind of gone. There's a slight leak as well. There's no leaking on the floor, so I don't know if it's just dropped oil from previous services, but as you can also see just how good and clean the van is underneath. No rust, no nothing to speak of, which is awesome. This is just the front again, everything looks good apart from the little wet spot there, but again, like I said, it's not leaking on the floor, so it's all good. Just a few little things to look at. This is the drop link now, you can just see it kind of moving there, so we're going to be replacing the drop link, the brakes, the shocks. Sorted. This is now the middle of the van, and as you can see, again, no rust. But again, it's nothing bad like that. It's all in great nick. Just things like the exhaust and stuff are kind of rusty. Yes, and also, obviously, of course, the key buttons have gone. That's just like so common. Another thing we have to do. The thing we're going to have to get sorted is all the signs. So what I'm going to do is I am going to completely change the look of this vehicle. I'm going to spray it and absolutely everything. And what I really want to get is, I've seen a picture, and I'll put it up here. Well, actually, no, I won't, because I don't want to spoil it. But I want to put lights everywhere on it. So I want to put all the bars on the bottom, all the bars on the top, with all the lights on. Marker lights. So it'd be really good at night, you know, so people can see it, so I won't get run over when I'm on the side of the road. Change the colour, change the signs, change absolutely everything, you know, really kind of make this thing stand out, because at the end of the day, this is going to be my main office. This is what people are going to see when I drive down the driveway, and I want it to look the best that it can actually look. I need to put all the lights on as well, so if anybody knows anywhere I can get a full set of lights, you know, all the flashing beacons, recovery lights, let me know. Any company out there even wants to do a deal with me, just hit me up, let me know. And because what was originally in here, which is awesome, which I'll show you, unfortunately it's all been ripped out. When I get all the working lights, you see that they were here, but they've all been ripped out. So when, you know, you lift up the back, you can have lights shining, so if you're at night you can actually see what you're doing. You can also see all the wires that are hanging down there from what used to be all the light system. But unfortunately it's all been ripped out. Towards the original light system. Now it'd be awesome to maybe get that, but I really don't think I can afford it, because I have a feeling that whole light unit thing isn't going to be cheap, but it would be nice to kind of get something similar. But again, anyone out there that knows where I can get anything like this from, just let me know. What I need is new handbrake cables, because one is actually broke, which I didn't realise until the other day, and the other one it's working, but it's just kind of gone rusty. Again, it's just more preventive maintenance. What I'm also going to do is completely and utterly, you know, clean all this down and repaint it. And I am going to actually modify this. I've got a really good idea how to modify this to actually make it come out a bit more, but still, you know, keep all the strength and the structure there, which is going to be awesome. So that's going to be a completely separate video in itself, because I've got a really good idea how to do that and still do it safely. The other thing is, we're going to have to replace this rope. Now, I don't know if there was supposed to be some kind of special rope on this or metal rope. Now, I have actually got some metal cable for this, but looking a bit closely at all the runners, they're kind of a plasticky polymer type material. So I don't know if the metal rope or the metal cable is actually going to damage it. So if anybody knows, let me know, and maybe I can actually put the proper stuff on, because this winch is also designed to pull a car on the dolly if it's not starting. So I want the correct stuff on there, but I obviously don't want to damage all the pulleys and stuff. So anybody that knows, let me know.
Daddy, when are you going to put all these tools somewhere else? It's a mess.
I know it's a mess. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, very, very goodly, I've been very, very busy since I've got this, and I've had to do a few breakdowns, a few wrong fuel. People put the wrong fuel in the petrol station, so I just had to quickly chuck everything in. It is a mess, but I had to do the work, because at the end of the day, the work's there. I have to do it. But I do need to get this thing kitted out with shelves and stuff. So again, anybody out there knows of anyone selling shelves? You know, anyone, especially second-hand ones, because obviously they're going to be a lot cheaper. Are you selling them, are you?
Yeah.
I need them, and obviously with what I've got planned for this vehicle, it's going to cost me an absolute fortune. So I'm going to have to do things step by step, because I just don't have the money to do it all together. So the van's mostly going to be a mess. I want to get it looking on the outside how I want to make it look on the outside first, because that's what people are going to see, and then I'll kind of worry about the inside. So anyone can help me out on the inside, on the lighting system, on the flashing lights or anything like that, just let me know, and hopefully we can make this van look absolutely awesome. The other thing I do need to get, as you can see, that one's not too bad, but this wheel is completely gone. I've got 2 spare wheels with it, which is really good, but they've gone as well. So I need to get a couple of wheels for it. I think the tracking's off this wheel, because it's slightly heating up. So again, anybody knows why it would be heating up? The bearings and the bushings look good. I just think it's scrubbing on the actual wheel, because it's just not tracked right. And there is, believe it or not, you can just see down there is adjustment where I can actually track this and just get this. It's such a shame whoever ripped out all this, because that wiring would have been absolutely top notch, because it would have been the RAC or the AA that's done it, and it would have just been top notch stuff that's gone into this. I really don't think I'm going to be able to afford to put the same stuff back, unfortunately, but we'll see. We will see. Here's another thing I'm looking, I've still got to do a full service. I got to do the brakes. I got to do a lot of stuff on this car, or this van, which I will be filming. But as you look around the vehicle, especially when you're doing a service, it's always good to look at stuff that's, you know, preventive maintenance. I can see someone's been in here before, because as you can see, the map sensor is actually loose, which is not going to be good for it. That could be some of the reasons why maybe the engine light's on, but we'll get into that in another video. This hasn't been put back properly. Again, very, very minor things, but I also did spot, because this, again, has got all the Anderson connections on, which you can just see there. They've obviously put a junction box in here, right? And that's good, don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with that. That was an original AA or RAC job. But look at this return pipe back to the bottle. If I turn it, you can see it's wearing through there. It's rubbing against there. So I essentially just going to move it down there, put a cable tie on it, and that's going to fix that problem. That's going to save me an issue in the long run. Preventive maintenance is the key. So there's lots of little things that I've spotted on this van, not that I'm going to really film, because it's just very little minor things like that I'm just going to put a cable tie on there and repair and kind of forget about it. Right, the last thing that's actually wrong with it is the wipers. Put the wipers on, Sierra. Do it again, pull it back. Keep it going, that's it. Now stop it. Stop. Now it might look okay, but believe me, you can hear the noise. and they're just completely destroyed. They're just leaving lines in, completely and utterly destroyed.
This is everything wrong with Daddy's phone, and subscribe for more videos.
Sorted.
Sorted.
That's it. So that's all the things, you know, a lot of them are just very minor little things, just kind of annoying. Obviously we've got issues with brakes and suspension and stuff like that. We're kind of a bit more serious, but nothing major whatsoever. And that's it. So like I said, anyone that can help me with any of the things, just hit me up in the comments or in my email. Everything will be down in the video description, and we'll see what we can do. But like I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to afford the setup that was originally in here, because it's just too expensive, unfortunately. But we're still going to be obviously getting all lights and stuff. It's just maybe won't be as fancy as what was originally on it, but it's going to look a million times better. We're going to get this bad boy working. I'm also going to be getting an inverter, because I want to be able to basically have an inverter in here, charging all my batteries, running drills, running whatever I happen to need when I'm mobile, because you just don't know what you're going to need when you're mobile. So I'm going to get a pure sine wave inverter, you know, 5,000 watt inverter, pure sine wave, that's important. I'll explain that once I get that, why it's important to get a pure sine wave converter. And yeah, just so I can basically run everything and get everything sorted. So that's it. As always, please like, share, comment, and what?
Subscribe.
Yes, links up here, links down below, but most importantly, don't forget,
Your hands dirty. See you in the next video.
sorted.